Hello and welcome to the free video guide. Okay, so in this guide, it's going to be very short but straight to the point, direct points that I'll be giving you. So we'll be talking about work permits and visa from Canada, Australia, Germany, UK. Would also talk about how to get foreign passport. I'll talk about cheap schools, and then I'll talk about scholarship as well. So without further ado, let's just go straight to the okay. So here, my name is Shei Shubayo, and a travel expert. Okay, so that's me. Okay, CEO of Sports Travels and Tours. I walk the talk because I travel a lot. All right, so now I'm currently on vacation, so and it's lovely. It's lovely. It's traveling. It's a good thing to go into. All right, put as a business and as a hobby. Okay, so all right. I think it's not about me today. It's actually about you. So now let's talk about foreign passport. Let's just go straight to it. Now, if you have issues with, let's say, Canadian embassy or US embassy or UK embassy, you've applied for visas and they refuse to give you visa, and you truly want to go to any of these countries, it will be a bit hard for you, to actually get the visa. In fact, when it comes to USA, even if you use original documents, let's say you go first time, second time, and the third time you keep getting refusal, I'm sure you get tired. You wouldn't want to go again. But if you have good travel history, you can actually get the US visa. So that is why I always introduce foreign passports to some clients that comes to me. Oh, Mr. Sheyi, I want to go to this so country. I've applied 3 times. I didn't get the visa. Okay, why not get, especially those that are hell bent on going to Europe. Oh my God, there are some clients, some people, it's Europe or nothing. I don't know what's obtainable there, but then see, for Guatemala passport, you can actually go to 116 countries visa free. And among those countries, it's all countries in Europe. So imagine you want to go to Germany, you want to go to Belgium, you want to go to Italy, you just book your ticket, pam. You don't need any visa on arrival. They just stamp you in. You can stay for up to 90 days in each visit. So those are the things that you stand to gain if you have this foreign passport, especially this Guatemala passport. It's actually the best that I will advise anyone to go for. So how do you get this passport? Now, officially, you have to cough out 50,000 US dollars. You invest into their government bond, and once you do that, the government will give you the visa first on your Nigerian passport, and then you ask to process the Guatemala passport. It's actually a very easy step. It does not require you doing anything extra. The only thing is it takes a few months for the 50,000 US dollars bond to mature. So once you have the certificate, you can use it to apply for the passport. So I think that is the major expenses. So if you're applying for the passport, you're not spending any big amount of money, just normal passport fees, just the way we also do in Nigeria. Of course, you have to pay for your passport fees, which is less than $100, of course. Now, the processing period, like I said earlier, it takes a few months if you're going through the official route, but of course, there's a way we get it done for our clients. I don't think of all the 9 clients that we've done this for, there is no one that has ever paid 50K into the government of Guatemala's account for bond. Do you understand? So, but I need to open your mind to all these things that they are obtainable. If you go online now to search for this thing, you will see all this information there. But of course, if you do not know, there's no way your mind will just go there. Right from Nigeria, right from Nigeria, you don't have to travel to get this done. So if you go to their website, you go to Google and check for Guatemala, you see this information there. So it's straightforward and direct. Now, let me talk about permanent residence visas, Australia or Canada. You see, When it comes to PR, I will always choose Canada. The reason is very simple. Canadian process is cheaper compared to Australia, and then it's a bit faster, especially when it comes to the express entry level. It's faster and straightforward. So Australia also is better. It's good. It's farther than Canada, but then Australia is more expensive and the process is cumbersome. What you go through while trying to get Australian visa, PR, you wouldn't go through for Canada. But Australia, now the thing is this, Australia is always 100% guaranteed, always. It takes time, it is more expensive. Canada too is supposed to be always guaranteed, but then the issue with Canada is that you have to make sure everything you submit is accurate, and Canada will do, including Australia as well, they will do background check. All right, Canada is guaranteed as well, but then if there's something that is missing, just a bit, Canada do not overlook any mistake. Let me just put it like that. If you make any mistake on your application, it will not be overlooked. So that is it. That's the difficulty. Then the processing period, Australia takes up to 12 months to 12 to 24 months. Well, Canada, it's less than 12 months now. In fact, if you are going for the express entry, it's 6 months. Okay, so how do you choose which one is best for you? See, if you are into engineering, you really want to work engineer, whatever you are into, and the job provision is available for you in Australia, and that is exactly what you want to do. You go to Australia. Say you are an engineer, you want to process PR, you don't want to go and start working in another field before you get a job in the engineering field, then you have to go to Australia. But if you don't mind, let's say you're a lawyer or you're a doctor and you don't mind the kind of job you do at first, then you can actually go to Canada, because if you go to Canada, there is what they call Canadian experience. So it's this Canadian experience. You must have it first. Of course, it's obtainable there in Australia as well, but it's easier for you to get your job in the same niche that you are into in Australia than in Canada. So that's the difference. So for Canada, you go there, you need experience for 6 months to 12 months. You do some job just for you to have Canadian experience, like they do call it, and then you'll be able to get a job in your choosing field. And of course, you still have to do little uh, studies in Canada. So you get there, you're an engineer, you just need to get, little knowledge, and you know about Canada very well before you can actually get a job as an engineer. All right. So student visas and cheap schools. See, when it comes to student visa, okay, I want you to know one thing. You don't have to spend fortune for you to actually get a student visa. Now, when I say fortune, I mean paying high school fees. Okay, everybody wants to go to Australia, Canada, US. For these countries, they keep rejecting visa, of course, with exception to Australia. If you know your way, Australia will always give you visa, like 100% of the time. They will give you the student visa. All right, but then it is extremely expensive. I'm talking about 30,000 Australian dollars. Of course, you have to pay for the school fees, you pay for accommodation before you can get the visa. That is the only thing that can make the visa be guaranteed. All right, but these countries here, they are countries that you can look into. For example, in Estonia, you can actually get schools that are 2 to 5 k euros. Same thing in Hungary. So, for example, let's look at these universities in Estonia. University of Tartu, yeah, you have Tallinn University. Okay, so Estonian University. Okay, now let's. So many people do not know that these universities are actually cheap. So let's check for University of Tartu, and let's see how much. Okay, let me move my face so that we can see how much the school fees is. Look at per semester 1,700, 1,700, 1,320. Now, this is not okay for medicine. Of course, medicine is always different. All right. Now, this is actually not me writing it for you. It is actually what is obtainable. Now, one sweet thing about this university is this. You see, almost 90% of the people that have done admission for, they always get tuition cuts. Once you can pass your English test very well and demonstrate that you'll be a very good student, they will give you tuition cuts. So you see, all these things, if you do not look for them, you won't actually get them. So these schools, they are cheap. All you have to do is go to their website. This is a free video, of course. So now I need to make sure you are aware of these things that are available. And at the end of this video, you are going to get something very, very awesome that I'll be talking about. So same thing for Hungary and Portugal. Now, go to the website. Once you get there, apply for admission, fulfill all the admission requirements, you get your admission. Now, one secret that I use is this: I do not let the admission officers rest. I do not let them rest. Anytime we are applying for admission for any client, if they ask me to wait for 2 weeks, I'll wait for 1 week, and after 1 week, I'll send an email that, well, thanks for considering so for admission. I just want you to know that we're waiting impatiently for the next 1 week to get the admission result. They will know that your mind is there, but you're not desperate. All right? And when it comes to Estonian, for example, you don't have to do anything extra. You don't have to start looking for statement of account that has millions of naira, because the visa, and most times I advise people to go for their master's degree in this course. Okay, if you're going for undergraduate, it might be a bit hard. So let's just try and know that ahead now. So a bit hard and more expensive. But for masters, it is always easy, like a stroll in the park. Trust me, it is always easy. If you know what you're doing and you do it right, you usually get it. So for Italian scholarship, it's also masters, and almost all schools in Italy, all universities, all public universities will give you a scholarship if you know the right thing, the right way to do, to go about it. So don't forget, the only thing you have to do is go to Google, search for these schools. Take your time. You need to take your time. That is the reason why we are here. Is if you do not have time, but it's very good for you to actually even know that these things exist before you come to us that, oh, Mr. Sheyi, I want you to do this thing for me. Take. Do you understand? But if you do not know, that is the reason why scam is so prevalent in Nigeria, is that people do not actually know what they are going into. They just want to give an agent money, take, and then whatever the agent does is what they would accept. So for Italian scholarship, almost all schools grant scholarship. Just the same way you apply for admission, you also apply for scholarship, and then it's free. So for US student visa without paying school fees, see, it is not actually a big secret. I did not. I'm not the one who came up with this. Now, do you know that 100% of the time, a good university in the US will not ask you for a dime until you arrive in the US. Now, the reason is this: you have to go for your visa interview, and they know that passing this interview is not easy. So for them to take money ahead and start trying to refund you if you fail your visa interview, it's cumbersome for them. And they believe, the white people, they believe if you're applying for a student visa, that means truly you want to come and study. And then you must have sent statement of account of your sponsor to the school for them to know that this person truly is coming to study. So you don't have to do anything extra, or you don't have to pay. All right. Now the first step is you go online, you search for the school. So here I actually have a school that I use most times. Not even one school though. I have so many schools that I use for this US admission. There are so many schools in the US, all right? So many schools in the US. Oh, my internet is a bit slow because actually I do not wish to use internet during this vacation, but then just have to connect to an internet that can allow me WhatsApp. So, California State University. Now, one secret I want you to know about getting US visa. It's not even about just saying don't pay time. Now, there are so many schools in the US that are ready to give you admission. All right? But then you have to be careful. Before you choose any school to use for your visa application, go online and search for the school's ranking. For example, let me say CSUN ranking. There are so many ranking authorities online, but US News is one of the best. All right? So what you do is make sure that the university you're applying to or you want to use for the visa application is actually a high ranking school, and don't use community college. Stop using community college. So now you see college university regional universities west 73, right? See now this university, look at in regional universities west 73, top public school it's 21, 35 in engineering programs and 199 in business program. That means if you're considering this kind of school for engineering, let's say computer science and science related courses, it's the best. In fact, it's not just the best with mouth, it will help you. Oh, was I holding my toothpick while recording this? Okay, let's go on. Okay, so it will help you during the visa interview. Most times they ask you, how did you get to know this university? And you know, most people, when they come to me, oh, Mr. Sheyi, I applied for US visa, student visa, I was refused. They thought because you are applying for US student visa, they have to get the visa. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to know what you're doing. You have to actually know what you're doing. So the consular will ask you, how did you get to know this school? Your answer is simple, straightforward. Okay, I got to know this school from usnews.com, and I checked the ranking, ranked 73 in regional west, 21 in top public schools. And I did my further research to discover that it's ranked 35 in engineering programs, and they have high number of graduates. So that means if you start, it's not all universities that has that opportunity to graduate so many students. Okay, so this information will not just help you to get admission alone, it will also help you to get the visa easily. So please do not, it's the time is over for you to be using fake documents, fake certificates for United States Embassy or for the school. Please, it will haunt you. It will surely haunt you. Please don't do it again. And then when it comes to English exam, if you are going for master's degree in any country abroad, please do English exam. When I say any country, I don't mean Africa. Okay, of course, for South Africa, you need English test for some schools though, but then this is not for people trying to migrate to Africa, Europe, America country. That is why I'm recording this video. So you must make sure you write this English test. If you are scared of writing English test, please forget about going for master's studies abroad. If you are scared, there is gone are the days there are ways around these things, but these days there's no way around it. You have to write and pass English test. If you're truly a graduate, passing IELTS or TOEFL will be very easy, very easy for you. It's not rocket science. Fine, you might just want to get the student visa, then stay 1 year, work before you go back to school, fine and good, but then you must fulfill all righteousness so that you can get the visa. So let's talk about work permit. You see, this work permit is actually going to be like me pitching you what we do. So most times, the truth is this: most times you might not be able to apply for this work permit on your own. In fact, if you will be able to do this on your own, that means you should have known so much about visa processing. The reason is simple. It takes time, careful considerations before you can be able to get these things done yourself. For example, at the end of this video, I'll be talking to you about my 6-in-1 video guide where I talked about how to do these things yourself. For example, for the UK, I gave out 200 employers that are ready to give you invitation letter for you to apply for the work permit. Yes, I talked about the US as well, including Canada and even the Germany in the video. So I wouldn't want to, waste your time and start telling you you can do it. So far so good, except you are an agent or you get that video guide that shows you step by step. There are secrets, so many secrets that you need to know of before you go for work permit. So now, let me introduce to you the Ultimate Travels and Tours video guide. Alright, so I hope you've been able to gather one or two things from this free guide. Okay, I don't just want to waste up to 30 minutes of your time without you learning one or two things. Okay, now, the reason why I made this video is for you to actually know that Sheyi knows what he's talking about. And if I ask you to buy my guide, you'll be able to buy it. If I ask you, okay, pay for my service, you'll be able to pay for it. And then you should learn one or two things from this video. Now, if you have and you want to take this thing and this learning further, you want to take your travel further, your travel dreams further, I will advise you get my travel and tour video guides. Okay? See, it's not just about the guide. There are so many things involved. You see, this guide is actually, I'm going to allow 25 people because we are all going to be on a WhatsApp group and it must not be more than 26. That's 25 of you and me making 26. Now, every year you should have read from my free guide, or if you've not, this is it. We do application of group visa application every year, and we do it for 10 people only. 5 people in each group, 2 groups, we apply for this thing. Now, I don't just take everybody because I have more than 15,000 people on my mailing list, and including you that will be joining newly that you're watching this video. So I only need 10 people, and I don't announce this to the all subscribers. Only people that are able to get this video guide are the ones that will always give the opportunity to join this 10-man group visa application. So once you get this video guide, you get the information. In fact, from the WhatsApp group, we'll discuss like brothers. You will know everything you need to know about the 10-man group visa application. So this travel and tours video guide, it goes for just 10,000 naira. Okay, so if you want yours, you can just pay into my GT Bank. So the account name is Shobayo Bukola 021-517-6553. It's just 10,000 naira. After payment, you send your name, email, and WhatsApp number to 6in1@travelabroadabc.com. But if you have your Nigerian ATM and you want to pay online, you can just go to travelabroadabc.com/6in1, and that is where you'll be able to actually get the guide, and then it's going to be so lovely to have you in the WhatsApp group. Okay, so all right, I think that's it. So if you have further question, okay, now the thing is this: after giving free book and free video, I actually don't do free consultation. I tell people most times that I don't do free consultation. It's kind of dark. Okay, so you just get the guide, the travel guide, and it's not, though the title is 6-in-1, it's actually not just 6 guides. So there are so many others that are there. In fact, you just go to travelabroadabc.com/6in1. You see other things you will get, okay? And I tear down these steps, these processes. Everything I've touched here, they are all indicated. This foreign passport, you actually get the insider secret on how, if you want to do it on your own, on how you can actually go about it. You get to know how to go about this Canadian, both the express entry and the provision nominee, including the Australian permanent resident visa and the, okay, I also touched on this as well. And then the work permit, I talked about the Denmark as well. Yes, Denmark work permit is also included as well. So don't forget, it goes for 10,000, and this will be on for just few hours only. So if you go to travelabroadabc.com/61, you see the countdown time in there, and then I'll be happy to welcome you, and let's work together. Let's join hands together. Let's look at the best you can apply for, get this visa, go abroad. Look, I always tell people, Nigeria, the citizens are the best export of the country. So I wish you all the best, and if you get my guide, I'll be so happy. This is what I actually sell first. Trust me, you are going to get times 10 of whatever you pay, of what you are going to pay for these travels and tours guide. So bye bye, see you. Okay. Oh, let me show you before I end the video. Let me show you outside my, okay. Alright, let me just show you outside where I'm currently staying. I've not done this. Can you see? So it's actually beautiful to travel the world. It's beautiful, you see. So yes, I'll be waiting to welcome you to the family. Let's work together, and I promise you, if you stay true to your faith, to your belief, you'll get this visa. All right.